Welcome back, folks. This is Mike with Off-Road Stuff. Today, I got my guest, Jeremy. Jeremy, thanks for coming on board with this. You want to tell us a little bit about your Jeep real quick?
This is a 2012 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. Bought it brand new, and I've just been tooling on it and having fun with it ever since.
Good, good. That's always nice to kind of start from scratch. I know it's financially, sometimes it's cheaper to kind of get one that's been used a little bit, but man, usually you're always just chasing somebody else's
Gremlins, man.
yeah, however you want to put it. But no, it looks good, and I mean, we've done some wheeling down at the beach a lot. I've seen this thing around, and it does great. So, anyways, why don't you tell us what you got going on here? I see you got a winch and whatnot.
Yeah, so that's a Warn M8000S. I chose that one because it's the lightest 8,000 pound winch available with synthetic line.
Right.
And then this is a Factor 55 hook.
Oh, right.
Why you use that is so that you don't have any actual open hooks. So everything's closed, sticks to everything. It's super safe. These are Rigid Industries dualies.
Okay.
They're just little spotlights that just kind of help bring more light on the trail.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a nice little rugged ridge winch bumper.
What's up, buddy?
Hi.
That's my son. Come
Say hi. You're on YouTube. And then I noticed over here you got this little gizmo on top. You want to tell us about that right there?
Yeah, so this is actually a little wireless winch controller. So plug it in like that, and it works just like a regular winch controller, but there's no wires.
Right.
So
that's
nothing to trip on, nothing to get caught in the wheel or anything like that.
No,
And if you need it to be out of the vehicle,
right. You can be away.
Yeah, up to 30 feet, I think.
Yeah, no, and that's great. That's cool. I haven't really seen. I've seen other people that have had them like on YouTube and whatnot, but personally, this is the first time I've ever seen it. So that's cool. Looks like you got your little kind of stubby bumper here.
Yeah, it just kind of keeps everything high and tight.
Good approach angles to your tires.
Yeah,
That's
completely exposed.
There's plus and minuses to that, but okay, folks. So now we got the hood up. We're going to kind of see what's going on under the hood, some of his little upgrades and whatnot. So why don't you tell us what you got going on here?
All right, so we'll start over here on this far side. It's a Odyssey Extreme battery. Kind of helps with any kind of big energy loads like a winch. We also have a refrigerator that mounts on the back of our rig for,
yeah, you gotta have
camping.
juice for all that kind of stuff.
Yep. And then have PSC steering components, so it's a super high flow, high pressure pump, and then high volume reservoir with a filter.
Right.
And because of this reservoir, I had to get rid of my stock airbox and stick this little Mopar intake on there.
Right.
The reason I chose Mopar is because of that little sticker there that tells me it's legal to have it.
Yeah, good old California.
Yep.
All right.
Here we have ARB dual compressor.
Oh, those are nice.
Yeah.
That dual makes a big difference.
It puts out a serious amount of pressure.
I mean, I have a different unit, and it works for what I do. But I have, used this in comparison to mine, and it really helps. Sometimes you're trying to get that tire to just seat just that close. It's really nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then this here is it's called an S-Pod.
Right.
It's basically just clean up your wiring.
Yeah.
Bunch of relays
Accessory
and fuses.
electrical control unit, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, those are nice. I've done a few installs on those. It really helps keep your engine bay cleaned up.
It's for the rat's
really
nest.
does. I was kind of leery about it, and then once I saw the pile of wire that I cut out afterwards, and I was like, man, this is just so much nicer.
Yeah. They come out really nice.
All right, Jeremy, let's take a look underneath. What do you got going on under here?
So all of my steering components are all Synergy Manufacturing.
Right.
We have a hydraulic assist, a PSC.
I'm starting to see a pattern here. I see this popping up on a lot of Jeeps. A couple other people I've interviewed, but I have noticed. So apparently this is a really good setup.
It kind of helps you when you're aired down to 4 pounds. You're still able to turn in the rocks.
Right.
Axle housing is a TerraFlex heavy duty Dana 44.
Right.
Because I bent the stock housing, so this thing is nice 1/2 inch wall and 3.5 inch tube.
So a little bit of an upgrade there.
Yeah.
A little beefier than the stock unit.
Yep. And then RCV axle shafts.
I was looking at that. Let me see if
Yeah,
I
so
can
we have
put those guys in here.
got rid of the U joints and went to a CV joint. Kinda
I was
like
always curious about those. I've never had any, personal involvement with those. So how are you liking those?
they work really well. It gets rid of a lot of binding when you're super slow, 4 low on the rocks. All your binding goes away, so you don't have any popping or anything from U joints. So it's actually really nice to have those things. That's about it for the front axle there. Oh, you know what? I got a South Bay Driveline drive shafts. Super thick wall. The front is a 1310 U joint.
Okay.
And they're just super beef. I had problems with drive shafts getting knocked on the rock, and all of a sudden it's out of balance.
Right.
If you put one little dent in a drive shaft and you torque it, it just falls apart.
Right. It doesn't take much to. It's kind of like the aluminum can effect. They're
Exactly.
they're good until you wrinkle the sidewalls, and then it's done after that.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. All right. So what do you got going on in here, Jeremy? Why don't you tell us about your suspension and whatnot?
Suspension, everything control arm wise are all Synergy manufacturing control arms.
Good.
I have the Synergy suspensions through coil
I just noticed that.
hydraulic
it's like
pump stuff.
Oh, it's a hydraulic.
Yeah,
So they're
it's
not air. The hydraulic.
It's like air over hydraulic. kind of
Okay.
thing, yeah. It's a Fox 2.0, and then I have the Fox 2.5 internal bypass
With the reservoir.
and dual speed compression. So,
So they're really adjustable and tunable.
yeah, they're like magic fairies in the shops. That
Right
actually
on.
ends up riding really nice, but that's about what's going on there.
Yeah.
Just Synergy springs and then Fox shocks.
Okay. And what size lift is this?
The springs are a 4.5-inch spring
Okay.
in the front, and then the rear rides with a 3-inch.
Okay. So it's really not that much of a lift, so to speak.
No, it's not at all.
Right.
Just
And,
enough.
and what
to-
size tires you got on here?
It's a 38 1350 Patagonia MT.
Wow. And these, just with that small of a lift, and I'm noticing there's no body lift. Man, this thing just sits really nice. I know back in the day, to get these underneath pretty much anything, you had to have an 8 to 10 inch lift,
Yeah,
But
exactly.
that we've come a long way in suspension and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
something that I've noticed this out on the trail before, and you had mentioned it. You got these little rock lights in here,
Right?
and
They're just on there with
they're
magnets.
magnets.
Yep.
And that's cool because I basically have the same ones on mine, but my inner fenders are all plastic, really, and I don't have
Right.
any place
Mount
to
them.
really mount them. Or the spots that are metal have like a bed liner material on them, so the magnetic properties aren't that
Right.
great.
Yeah.
But that's cool. I like that, so you can kind of adjust them around. And
Yep.
All right. I was looking at your sliders here, your rock guards. You want to tell us a little bit about these?
Yeah, these are body mounted type, so you actually have to drill a bunch of holes and put some nutserts in there.
Right.
But they're made by a company called JCR, and they're
Okay.
actually a pretty decent company, and they've held up really well.
Yeah, they look,
considering
and
the
I'm
circumstances.
looking at these things. There's some good dents, and look like somebody even took a grinder to it. If I didn't know no better, but
It's a rock grinder.
Yeah, these. But no, this is that's a really good thick piece of metal there that goes through the body. So it distributes that load throughout the whole side of the body instead of just attaching it only to the frame.
Right. That
And,
way
and you
you
can
know.
use them as a step, obviously.
Yep.
All right, Jeremy. So what do you got going on in the back here?
So this is a Terraflex CRD60, and it's loaded with 538 gears and a Yukon Grizzly automatic locker.
Okay.
And
Now,
then-
one thing I did notice is this cover is rotated forward.
Yeah.
So that's a first. I've never seen that, but I guess that helps with the clearance issues and stuff that you have on these bigger Dana 60 style.
Yep. Yeah. It
Housings.
helps a lot with clearance, and then believe it or not, you actually end up sliding over rocks
Right,
rather
right.
than
Well, because
catching on stuff.
right, because there's no lip from the cover or the
Exactly.
casting.
Yep. You got
Yeah,
it.
that's a good idea.
Yep, and then the same back here, Fox shocks, Synergy parts here and there, Fox 2.0 bumps, just kind of a dual sport setup.
Yeah, it looks like it functions really good because I'm seeing a lot of scratches and scuffs under here, but man, looks like it's holding up really good.
It gets used. It's definitely,
definitely.
not your run-of-the-mill model crawler.
Not at all.
Not
Jeremy,
at all.
so now we're in the cockpit here. Let's take a quick peek around. I noticed you got this little fire extinguisher up here, and this bracket is really cool.
Yeah, so it's just actually another Synergy manufacturing part. Just pull the knob there, fire extinguisher comes down, so it's super accessible. It's a max out fire extinguisher. It's a little on the small side, but it packs a huge punch.
All right, well, that's good. And then right up here behind that bracket is the S-Pod control unit. So what do you got? See, most of that stuff's labeled.
Yeah, you got, front locker, rear locker. I used to have a rear locker, air locker, but I put that automatic locker in. Got the compressor, and then these ones aren't labeled, but it's a light bar, the little rigid pods, and then rock lights.
Okay. So that's cool.
Yep.
And then, so what were you were telling me you did something with the transfer case on here?
Oh yeah, so it's a stock Jeep Rubicon 4-to-1 transfer case, but I pulled it apart to just service the bearings and stuff, and stuck a TerraFlex 2-wheel drive low kit in it. So when you get it down into low, that's actually 2-wheel drive. So if you're driving on a real tight trail, but you still need low range, you got that available. And then if you're about to start a climb or about to go over a rock, you just pop it down into 4-wheel drive, and then you're done with that, back into 2 low, and off you go.
So it's similar to the twin stick setups that you see in like a lot of the Toyotas.
Exactly,
and,
yes,
okay,
absolutely right.
Right. That's cool.
Yep.
And I see you got a couple of Mob Armor mounts up there for
Yep.
your phones.
Myself and the co-pilot,
Right.
Mob Armor mounts.
Down there is that.
It's a rugged RM60 radio.
Okay.
I usually disconnect the
Oh, the mic.
mic when
Yeah.
we're just not using it.
And then I was looking at your roll cage in here. So you were telling me a little bit earlier about this setup.
Yeah, so the cage is also another Synergy part, but it was
Started to notice a pattern here.
yeah, they make really good stuff.
Yeah, and the other thing is, folks, they're local to us. So, one thing we try to do is obviously try to support our local companies, but they really are a good company. Customer service, great products, just all out good company.
Absolutely. Yeah, so this cage here, it welds into the stock sport cage, and actually we had to cut the dash out, and it goes down through the floor and welds to the actual frame of the vehicle. So we have A pillar and then B pillar,
And this thing runs all the way through, ties into the back.
and then C pillar also.
Right.
You can see the B pillar there right in front of your knee.
Yeah, it comes all the way down here and then ties in through in the floor. So makes it a little tighter getting into the back seat, but definitely a good upgrade in here.
Save you from smashing your head.
Oh yeah. All right, now we're at the back. Obviously, here you got your full size dimension spare.
Yeah,
Looks
it's a
like. Okay.
matching full-size spare.
Steel beadlock rim. You got a nice bumper here. I can see with the swing out that's part of a body panel that attaches, so it's separate from your bumper.
Of course.
So that's kind of cool, and it's aluminum. Got those LED lights you got in the back.
Yeah, just LED tail lights that I had to stick in there for those
Yeah,
corners.
I love the LED upgrades. I try to upgrade everything to LED whenever I have to.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what's inside. Kai, you want to open this for it? All right. So looks like you got this little ARB.
Yeah, that's an ARB fridge freezer.
Is it on sliders?
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
when the
Right, and the top's
on
open,
the way.
so that just slides out.
Right.
Makes it a little handy, so you don't have to dig it out.
Well, when we go wheeling,
These
There's
things are
stuff
packed. I
piled
know.
in there, so-
I've been there, done that. Got you a recovery rope in here. I see.
yeah, nice freedom rope there.
Freedom rope.
Yep.
Got your high lift in there.
Yep.
Can't go anywhere without those. I mean,
Right.
I talked about this on other videos. They're so handy. Some people don't like them. If you know what you're doing, I think that it's a great thing.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Let's see over here. You got a little table. Kai, you want to open that for us, buddy?
Yeah, so this was actually my Father's Day gift from Kai a few years ago, and I ended up using it a lot.
Right. No,
So
these are handy. The first time I seen them, I was like, man, that's a cool little idea.
Yeah, our camp stove fits perfectly on there.
Right.
You know, you can make food on there, you can work on parts on there.
Exactly.
Pretty much just all around.
Sometimes you don't want to put stuff on the ground because either it's wet, muddy, dirty, whatever.
Exactly right.
Or
Yeah,
the dogs everywhere.
Yeah, hey, you know, you put your food on the ground, them dogs are gonna get it. I lost a couple sandwiches to the camp dog. Okay. All right, guys. Well, Jeremy, Kai, thanks, guys, for the little walk around. You know, it's really interesting. I got to see some stuff on here that I haven't seen on some other rigs. And yeah, some of the scuffs and stuff on here, man. This guy does some wheeling. This isn't mall crawling, bumping curves. This is. If I get some pictures, maybe you can send me some pictures. We can add them in here and get you out on some of the rocks and stuff you guys just did Rubicon not too long ago. Matter of fact, did you guys go put one of the mile markers out there?
Yeah, we just dropped the last mile marker. It was at Loon Lake.
Right on. That's cool. That's definitely on my bucket list. I'd like to get up there and check that out. I know some guys. Obviously, you've been there a couple times now, but I heard that's a great trail.
Wonderful trail.
Yeah, and the views I heard are just amazing up there.
You will be blown away.
Man,
Never seen anything like it.
Yeah, so you know, if I get enough followers, you know, maybe I can make some money here on YouTube and put towards the trip.
Make your way up there.
Yeah, definitely. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. There again, Jeremy, Kai, thanks guys. You know, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell. There's more of these coming. Share with your friends. Stay safe, and we'll see you on the trail.
Heck yes.